Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Pyanodons playthrough. In our last episode, we finally finished stainless steel, which was quite difficult, but we got there, and it's also quite expensive, so there will be ways that we will look to reduce its cost as we go. One of the things that is, extra expensive is this cobalt extract because of all the cyanic acid that we need. And there's no other way to make cyanic acid unless we want to use meat, which I don't really think that's going to be that much better. 1 meat for 5 cyanic acid or 1 urea for 1.5. I think it's easier to get 1 urea than, about 2.5 urea than 1 meat. I'm not totally sure about that, but meat is a lot more expensive generally. And then this is obviously a recipe that I will do as soon as I can unlock it. But the problem is there's just quite a few blue researches that we have to get first, as well as some pi science researches. So we're not going to be able to make cyanic acid that way until we have pi science and chemical science. But being able to use methane, ammonia, and coal, I think is going to be much more effective. Even though it's quite a bit of coal, I honestly think coal is easier to get than ammonia. So that's still worth it. And methane is reasonably easy to get with, which recipe was it? Well, I guess there are some new ways to make methane once I get higher tech, but Nexalit and BTX is a way to make methane that's actually fairly effective. And then ammonia, we can also make that with molybdenum and shale oil, which may or may not be good. I'm not totally sure about that one either. But this is actually the one that'll be easiest. And that's actually the same recipe. That's funny. So we unlock a great way to make ammonia and cyanic acid as soon as we get advanced electronics. Because this way we only need nitrogen, which we already discovered is very easy to get from the oil sands. Hydrogen's basically free, and a single chromium. So ammonia and cyanic acid will both become very simple once that's done. So what we're going to do now is get nylon going. And we need to find out which recipe we actually want to use, because they both seem somewhat reasonable. And so I'm going to compare them here. We're going to go for an output of 2 per second to start with. And carbon dioxide is basically free, because that's just biomass. The phenol is actually what we get from that acetone line that we ended up making. We do make 5 phenol per second. So I'm currently not using phenol for anything else. Or is it phenol? I don't actually know how to pronounce it. We will use it to make this Bakelite stuff at a 3-to-1 ratio, and then that's 1-to-1 ratio, and then that's 5-to-3 ratio. So for every 5 complex circuits, we actually do need a decent amount of phenol as well. And then blood meal is the real thing I'm worried about. So let's see kind of what this all entails. So let's say I was making this blood out of cotton guts. Where would that be? Here. Extract cotton gut blood. We don't have the improved. Now, this one seems interesting. We can either get 60 blood from 6 cotton guts, or we can get 40 blood from 6 cotton guts, which is a decent amount less, but then I also get brains, guts, skin, meat, bones, and lard throughout the process. And that feels maybe worth it. Let's just see with this recipe. I would need 1.81 cotton guts per second. That's actually not too bad. And then a little bit of fiberboard, which is not too bad with the separate recipe. Although we still need 1.51 raw fiber per second, which is quite a few We're also gonna check right now, because I don't think I know for sure yet, which one's easier, Kickalk or Yotoi. So that is a lot of Kickalk, for sure, to provide the fiber. Dang. Okay, what about this one? So if we use Yotoi leaves instead, those come from the aloe plants, which come from this recipe, and seeds come from fruits, and fruits are also made with the same recipes. Oof. Fiber is hard to get either way. Wow. There's a part of me that's wondering, is it even as crazy as it sounds to just do wood? Because that's 37 buildings, 18 megawatts. That's 31 buildings, 24 megawatts. And let's see what wood would be. So this one would be from logs. Gosh, that's a lot of wood processing plants. That's not a good sign. Probably using carbon dioxide. And then this one will be biomass. And we'll just get that biomass from other places. Tree seedlings come from these guys, which is just more wood. Moss comes for free with carbon dioxide. It's more buildings, but actually less power overall. The real question is, do I even care enough, or should I just use some nichrome? I'm just going to use nichrome, honestly. I think that's still easier. This route, if it didn't require the fiber, I would have gone for it, because cotton guts are fairly easy to make. But requiring the fiber board, and I don't have a better way to make that, I don't think. I think that's the only way to make it, is those two ways, yeah. So until I get the easier way to make raw fiber, I don't think this is a great cheap thing to use. Yeah. So we'll just do this route. Sorry for the detour, folks. So this one, we already have all these things except chlorine, so we just need a few mixers. 4 of them to be precise. Ooh, what's going on here? That many pipes, huh? Don't I already have pipes delivered? I guess they just require a lot of pipes, because I need 2 washers each. Still doesn't feel like... Oh, and I have to make tanks for the mixer, so that's why there's so much handcrafting going on. Okay, so what I've done before is I've made the mistake of putting too many things not in factory buildings when I'm using factory CMO. So I do want to put nylon in a factory building, and we can probably fit something else in here eventually too. But I will start with nylon. And we'll throw those mixers in here. Ooh, too big. Okay, 4 mixers all set to nylon from nichrome. And then we need 3 liquids, which means unbarreling 3 things. Oh. If I just had some advanced small parts, I could make assembling machine 2s and start unbarreling the cool way. I do already have chlorine right here, and ammonia, and benzene. Holy cow, wait a second. I'm gonna make a little bit of nylon right here. And let's see, we'll get the whatever that's called, chlorine. We'll get ammonia. And then we'll get benzene. And this way I can get just a little bit of nylon going, and we can use that to make advanced small parts, which are also extremely expensive. But we need them. So first thing is we need nylon parts. So those will be here. And then we'll put those in a provider chest. Those stack to 200. So we'll probably do like 5 stacks of that. And then advanced small parts. Look at all that. Look at all the things that it requires. That's insane. I don't even know if I'm supplying bolts to the network, so I may need to do that. But, gosh, this is just nuts. Well, nuts and bolts, if you get my drift. I probably will just actually make bolts right here, just to save on bot movement time. So we'll do something like that. And then we'll do a requester chest for everything else. Right here. Definitely need a fast inserter for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a provider chest. And I think we have everything else. Oh, I didn't actually put the sticks into the bolt maker. That would help. Oh, we also need sticks, just straight up. So we should probably do something for that too. Sweet, we have advanced small parts. Oh, that's a good feeling. Okay, we don't want to request sticks, we don't want to request bolts. Okay, those will slowly build up, but I have enough that I can make assembling machine 2s. That's beautiful. And they can actually unbarrel things. So I can have a new barreling setup. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. So I will want to switch barreling to be in line like that. So this will still be empty barrel, 200. So this will now be my barreling setup. Barreling, select new contents, bam. It's beautiful. Do not select tiles. Save blueprint. And then unbarreling. This changes to an active provider. We delete the request. And now that's unbarreling. Where is my unbarreling? Is it in my inventory? Oh, it's right here. Unbarreling. Select new contents. Do that, no tiles. Save blueprint. Okay. so now we can delete all this. Look at that, making advanced small parts. It's beautiful. Okay, we gotta put that in the logistics request now. And probably get rid of all these barrels that ended up in my inventory. Alright, back to making nylon here. Now I can unbarrel much more easily. So right here will be 3 different kinds of liquids. And I should probably put... Where did they go? Here. Put these on my hotbar. I think if I do this, we can have all the unbarreling happen right here. Which is so much less space than I've needed before. Yeah, there we go. And then we need to put barrels back in. So we'll do that. Pick up, drop. There we go. So then we will request benzene barrels, 20, ammonia barrels, 30. So I think we needed more ammonia, right? No, we need the same amount. And then chlorine, which I'm currently not barreling. So we can actually barrel that, maybe right here. Chlorine, not with a B. Fill chlorine barrel. We'll do that. And then we will select our barreling setup. Chlorine barrel. All right. So that will do the providing. And then empty chlorine barrel. Empty benzene barrel. Empty ammonia barrel. And then we'll put that all the way up here. And 1, 2, 3. Copy that. Paste, paste, paste. Delete the extras. Connect up the things. Oh, I should have switched this. Guess we can do that, and then ammonia can just connect up. Oops. No, it can't. With an underground. There we go. And then we need nichrome to be on a belt going this way. And we'll just have inserters grab that, like so. And that means we need a requester chest for nichrome. Probably 100 is fine. Maybe I'll need more. I'm very excited to put productivity modules into this thing. Okay, nylon, nylon. You will just go into a provider chest. Oh, into a regular chest, which will output into a provider chest. Which will do probably just that many stacks. Nylon's expensive. Alright, and then you I can delete. Okay. Now we'll see in a second if nylon starts appearing. Looks like it should be. Make sure these update rates are fine. Those are balancing. That can be output mode. Chlorine. We've got a problem with chlorine. Oh, did I just never request chlorine barrels? Silly me. Chlorine barrel 50. Now, why do we not have chlorine barrels? I thought you were doing the job. Aha, now you're doing the job. Beautiful. Alright, now I have 200 nylon in my inventory. I'm going to give that to this guy. And then I'm also going to request nylon. Actually, I don't know if I need nylon requested. We're going to leave that... We're going to leave that in here because I'm not sure if that's something we need to build. I'll wait until I know for sure. If it's going to take space in my inventory. Alright. So, we officially have advanced small parts. They're not cheap, but we have them. Funnily enough, these sticks are actually the thing slowing me down. So I am going to waste maybe some resources to make that faster. Okay, that's a pretty good rate. Gosh, that stainless steel and nylon is really the most expensive part. The other stuff isn't too bad. But I mean, it's a decent amount of titanium. You know, each advanced small part is almost an entire titanium plate. Definitely a lot of iron. So this will be expensive to build up all this stuff because the nylon requirement... Or wait, I guess this does... It does have a nylon requirement. It needs an entire nylon for 3 advanced small parts. So that means we're using somewhat some of the nichrome too. So it's all just very expensive. My base is going to take a while to build all this stuff up. But the good news is we are getting ever closer to red circuits. So this is an insane set of things that we need, but let's kind of take a look through them. All of these wafers are going to need etching solution, phosphine gas, Diberade's easy, we've already done that. But we're going to need a lot of silicone. Silicone? I guess that's silicon. Which, silicon looks like it only comes from one place. Well, I guess 2 if you count the particle accelerator stuff, but I don't really know how that works. I doubt it's cheap. So we essentially need a ton of pure sand and a ton of coal dust. We already have graphite. Crushed quartz, we will just need a supply into the network. Oh, that's a lot of quartz, though. Holy moly. And then aramid fiber, which, unfortunately, we are going to run short on. But I already have that automated, so I'm not going to further automate it. Right? Aramid? Yeah, I have 1.5 thousand. So we'll just let that run the way it is. Thinking ahead for productivity purposes... These can only carry 1 module, and these can carry 2. So if I have a recipe that can use productivity, I'm probably going to want assembling machine 2s. And in fact, I want that to be my new default anyway, just because they're speedy compared to the other ones. They're expensive though, because of costing advanced small parts. So I don't want to use them when I don't need them though. Anyway, so this whole thing is also going to require rare earth oxides, which we're already doing, zinc acetate, zinc plates, and acetic acid. And acetic acid requires methanol, which we're not producing yet either. And I have a lot of different ways of producing methanol, so I'll wait a minute on that. Etching solution needs to be its own chunk. That requires lard, which I will use cotton guts for because cotton guts are cheap. We already have phosphoric and sulfuric acid. And then hydrogen peroxide is nickel plus quinone, or however you pronounce that. And that is chromium, aromatics, and liquid nitrogen. So I can actually make that down in the corner here. Rectisol. So we are officially on the journey to red circuits. I don't think I'm going to do anything else that I don't need to until we get to red circuits. Okay. This area does not have much space left in it. But let's see what we can do. We want this stuff. We want liquid nitrogen. And then aromatics. Do I already have aromatics down here somewhere? I do. They're right here. This guy is a little bit in the way. Let's move it. Then I can just connect that up. And then all I need to do is request chromium. And then do a barreling setup here. Anthra. And I probably don't want that many barrels of it. Probably just one row. There we go. And request chromium, which I'm completely out of. That doesn't surprise me because of my nichrome expenses. At least we still have enough nichrome though, that's good. But yeah, my chromium plant is still, if you guys remember, making chromium the old-fashioned way. Probably not the best way to make chromium. Gosh, that's just sad. Man. I should probably improve my chromium. It's just not all that amazing. I mean, we do get more than double. I guess that's decent. But I don't know. Double just isn't quite as much as you'd expect. So I'll just let it keep running. We'll get enough eventually. And then quartz, we also need to implement crushed quartz saving. So I will output priority left. And then do this. And then we'll go around this way. That's really ugly. And then we'll provide that, because we're going to need some stacks. What does it stack to? It stacks to 500, so I actually don't want all that many. Maybe 5. Okay, so that's a small thing done. Oh, where was I? Red circuits. Etching solution. That's right. Okay, and then if I just bring in nickel, I probably should have checked. Anthra. Yeah, at least for now, it's only used to make the hydrogen peroxide. So I actually just want to bring the nickel here. I don't want to be barreling this. That was a mistake. What I actually want to be doing is just making the hydrogen peroxide. And I want to say it was in a filter that I needed to do this. Yes. And then that's what I want to be barreling. So now we want unbarrel. Okay. Hydrogen peroxide, we want barreling. Let's try this again. hydrogen peroxide. Oh, and then we need a nickel sequester. Alright. I need to stay here a moment just to feed it. Or take out the empty barrels and get that going. So we'll wait for nickel to arrive. And then we'll need to do some rendering of cotton guts into lard. And then I can make etching solution. Now this number, I'm not expecting to get one complex circuit per second. I'm going to change that to... why can't I change the output? Oh, it's this one. I'm going to change this to 0.5. Because I think that's a bit more reasonable. Alright. Alright, well we got hydrogen peroxide. That's good, that's good. Okay. Now we've taken care of all this. Now we can make new stuff of that. Whatever it's called. Anthraquinone. Yeah, I mean, those are all the right letters. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but something like that. Okay. Now we need to render cotton guts into lard. So we'll do that in our rendering plant here. I'll probably do that in this corner. I do want an overlap with a chest. And then that will be a requester chest for cotton guts. 200. And that'll balance there, which will balance here. And then we need rendering plants. What is it actually called? Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse, as some might say. Because all slaughter includes laughter. If you don't know that, it's look in the word slaughter. It actually has the word laughter in it, which is kind of strange if you think about it, because they don't sound anything alike. Alright, so we'll have cotton guts come down, and then we'll just have lard come back up. And we'll just put lard in with a simple circuit condition. Lard is less than 400. 400 is actually quite a bit since double balancing. We'll do 400, or I mean 200. And then we'll put the cotton guts there. The rates for all of this does not demand anything more than simple inserters. And there we go. Rendering some cotton guts. And then that lard will balance out, and that will balance out, and we will just put a filter inserter. Get the lard out. And lard stacks to what? It's disappearing too fast. Stacks to 100. So because it only stacks to 100, we'll let this go to a full row of 1,000. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. There's a lot of things. Let's go back to kind of looking through what we need for all this. We're going to need to make more of the stuff we need for regular circuits. We're going to need some nylon, some ferrochrome, aluminum, tinned, cable, plastic bars, vacuum. We have all that. We need a few other weird things like silicone carbide and nickel silicone. What is that stuff? Oh, that requires more cobalt extract? Are you serious? Oof. at least you get half of it back. So it's really only one cobalt extract for one NiSi, whatever that stands for. Nickel silicone, I think. That's going to need even more silicone, though. Gosh, that's frustrating. That stuff is so expensive. And then we're going to need silicon carbide, which comes from green silicon carbide, which comes from coke, graphite, and powdered quartz. As if we didn't have enough problems. I'll just crush that on site. Okay, boric acid. Cermet is a thing we're going to have to make. What else? What else? Nylon parts we already have. Etching solution we have. We're gonna need more melamine resin, which is urea, formaldehyde, and melamine. Formaldehyde, I'm gonna make it a new way. And melamine, I don't have another way to make it. It doesn't exist. So that's gonna continue requiring cyanic acid, which we kind of just went through. Urea is the only way to make it, which is insane, basically. What is this doing? We don't care about carbon dioxide. That's better. I was like, 35 urea? Are you serious? No, that's a little better. Okay. So we are going to need melamine resin. What do I even do next? I guess we'll keep going with the etching solution. Finish that out. And then we might call it an episode after that. It's definitely a bit overwhelming, and that's... I've been ignoring red circuits for a long time, and I've just been focusing on... Oh, what on earth? We are not providing the empty barrels away. That's why we're having issues. It's extremely overwhelming if you don't know how much work it's going to be, and you're like, oh, let's get advanced circuits, and then you haven't done maybe the phosphoric acid, or you haven't done the rare earth oxides, or you haven't done nichrome, then it really, or aramid fiber, it really starts to add up. Given where we are, we actually don't have too many new things that we have to deal with. Even optical fiber, which we will need to make its own little chain here. Optical fiber, we already have the iron niobium alloy. And we already can get Kevlar, because Kevlar requires... I think we decided this one's going to be better for now, because I don't have dimethyl sulfide. Yeah. And we already have the TCl stuff, so we can just request all of that. And copper coating is copper, cladded core, and solvent. Cladded core, cladding, glass core, aramid fiber, glass core. Considering that uses silver plates and molten glass, I will definitely add some hot air to make that better. Cladding is just glass, niobium, and nitrobenzene, which we have all that. So this is doable. And yeah, everything else is very doable. We just will need 1 million requesters. So I'll probably make advanced circuits in another medium factory building, probably centrally close to a bunch of stuff, so the bots don't have to fly quite as far. So I'll probably actually try to build it right here, just so that the bots have an easier time. And we're gonna need quite a few... I guess they're not called advanced circuits. Complex circuits, that's the name. We're going to need probably requester chests all around, and lots of small factory buildings inside. But we're finishing etching solution, so let's do that. I could even make, now that I think about it, I guess we'll make a mixer. So phosphoric acid and sulfuric acid are the two things I need. So I guess I'll make it over near the phosphoric acid, which is here. We're probably going to need to move that slightly over. And we need etching solution, phosphoric acid, and then we're going to need 2 unbarrelers. Unbarreling. Gosh, look at how much space we're saving. It's beautiful. Connect those and these. Okay, so this one is sulfuric acid, empty sulfuric acid barrel. Request a few of those. And this one is empty hydrogen peroxide barrel. And then we need lard at a rate of 1. We'll request. And that will give us etching solution barrels. Beautiful. Which we'll put our barreling blueprint. Etching solution. And we're just going to do 1 layer of that. Alright, sweet. So we finished our etching solution, which we will need for all of the wafer doping, which maybe I'll do that in the next episode. I do need to think about my silicone. I want to link that as an intermediate product, because we're going to also need silicone for some of the components of the circuit boards. The MOSFETs, whatever that is. We're going to need, or no, wait, where is it? This one. We need it for the nickel silicone stuff, which goes in the MOSFETs. So that works. Oh, and I'll need aluminum pulp 01, or stage 1, and that comes from the more advanced processing chain for aluminum that we actually have unlocked, I believe. So that is, yeah, when you make aluminum. Am I making molten aluminum? Or did I skip that? I think I skipped it because it wasn't actually all that great. Am I remembering that right? Or maybe I couldn't make some of these buildings? No, I could make all of them. What was the reason I didn't go with molten aluminum? Oh, that's what it was, the phosphoric acid. Yeah, needing 1 phosphoric acid per aluminum plate is actually a fairly large cost. Because even if you look back to that setup we did earlier, we only get 25 phosphoric acid per second from that whole setup. I think it was the one with wood. Or no. Yeah, this one. Yeah, we only get 25 phosphoric acid per second from all of that. And so a decent amount of that would go towards making aluminum. Though it does make the aluminum a lot cheaper. But now that we have phosphoric acid, we can at least set that up for the molten aluminum that we need. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits for this episode. In the next episode, we'll continue working towards red circuits. I'm assuming it'll probably be another 3 to 6 episodes to finish those out. There's a lot of steps, as you can see, a lot of intermediates, a lot of little pieces to bring together. But we're getting there. We've got a lot of the big chunks out of the way. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all next time.